Oh, they don't care. It was an intimidation. And this was right after I had went public at this big conference in Tucson.
So tell me, you have friends at high places, because I know you've spent some time in Washington. Who's protecting you? Because is it human? Is it extraterrestrial?
Let me tell you what I think.
Okay.
And this is just my 2 cents.
Okay.
I think that after I came out publicly with a big mouth and spoke and began to speak regularly at that time, from 91 on, I traveled the world. Good God, I was invited. I've been 18 countries. I think going public and being out in the open probably was what saved me. Other than the phone calls and the Black Huey and all of the rest of it, I've had people come up to me at conferences, guys, who would not introduce themselves and would, suits, you know what the term suits means?
Sure.
3-piece with vest, typical government agency type thing. You've been speaking out pretty bluntly about this. Why are you doing this? Well, who are you? Well, never mind. Why are you doing this? Well, first of all, the truth has to be told. Oh, yeah? You think you know the truth? And I think, well, I know some of it. How's that? As a matter of fact, I know quite a bit of it. That's even better. And, I've had those happen, too, over the years. I had an interesting time. I spoke at Leeds at a conference. All right? Got a call from a guy who identified himself as Mr. Sweeting. Typical UK name, I guess, Mr. Sweeting. And we found out Tony Dodd checked the phone number from Mr. Sweeting, who called me and said it was imperative that he speak to me before I went on. And Tony and I both got in the phone booth together, crammed in here. And Tony's listening as I'm talking to Mr. Sweeting, and he says, it's imperative, Mr. Dean, that I speak to you before you go on. What are you going to say? And I says, well, Mr. Sweeting, if you're local, why don't you come to the conference and listen? Well, no, I can't do that. I just wanted to know what you plan to say. And I says, I plan to say a hell of a lot. And Tony checked the number. And guess where? There's an enormous U.S. National Security Agency facility in Yorkshire called Menwith Hill. I've driven by it. Tony took me by it several times.
Sure.
Mr. Sweeting's number was Menwith Hill.
Okay. So what? That's it? Was that the gist of your conversation?
Well, the gist of the conversation was Mr. Sweeting would not say anything to me about who he was and why he wanted to talk to me. And I told him I ain't going to share nothing with him over the phone. If he wants to talk to me, come to the conference. And I'd be delighted to talk to him face to face.
Well, on that issue, have you had whistleblowers, people come out from the closet and share stuff with you?
Oh, God, yes.
You're a whistleblower?
Oh, hell yes.
Okay.
I've had people come up to me and say, I've been wanting to share this, Dean. And I think I can share with you because you won't take my name and address and phone number and turn me in. But this happened to me, and I know that happened to you, and, we've all been members of this, what we call the Old Boys Network. We wanted to get it out, but we wanted to get it out honestly, up front, and democratically, damn it.
So you convinced me that you're out there, but I'm still not buying it completely, because do you think that have you had health problems? Have you had, mind control? And if not, then I have to ask you again, who's protecting you?
Well, let me say this about that. It sounds like Nixon. I have shared this with people several times because they've asked me the same question.
Sure.
And after I became notorious, I suppose is the best word, where I have spoken bluntly, regularly, all over the damn planet and all over the United States, to a considerable amount of positive response from people. Not only military, thanking me for going public.
Okay.
And I've got a number of close, warm friends that retired, that have, to a level of some degree. A good friend in Roswell, retired Army sergeant, who after he went public, his son was killed by a hit and run. And they always concluded that it was the result of his going public.
Clifford Stone.
Clifford lost his boy.
We interviewed him, yeah.
Clifford is a very close friend. And his boy was killed right after he had published his book. Now you say, oh, coincidence. Bullshit. I've seen a lot of coincidence in my time, and I don't believe in it.
Okay.
I don't believe there is such a thing as coincidence. In everybody's life, there are no coincidences. It's all laid out. Clifford is like me now. He's turned into a recluse.